What's up, everybody? So, as you know, if you're a fan of MMA and you've been kind of sticking to the news because there's not much excitement in the MMA world right now, right? The highly anticipated bout between Tony Ferguson and Khabib Nurmagomedov is once again for the fifth time in a row pretty much canceled, right? It's in jeopardy. I mean, I think, we all know the situation. Khabib cannot leave Russia, right? He's in Russia, and Putin has stopped anybody from, I guess, leaving Russia or coming into Russia, right? The borders are just closed, and that's happening a lot. I mean, here in Japan even, right? A lot of people it's stopped. You're not allowed to come from X, Y, and Z countries, right? I mean, we just got to keep this coronavirus contained, and we finally taken it seriously, right? I think it should have been done a lot earlier, but man, absolutely sucks. Well, I'm not gonna. It's already been said 100 times. I don't need to say it. Cursed, man. I mean, has anything like this even happened? Like 5 times in a row? This fight is just cursed. It's like the fight that we want to see, in the lightweight division. It's like the most anticipated fight in the lightweight division. Probably in all divisions, right? Really. The most talked about. The one with the most mystery about it, because it's just been canceled 5 times. We all know that. We don't want to get into that. But let's talk about this. As you know, Justin Gaethje has thrown his name into the hat. He's like, hey, I want to fight. They're thinking about that. That's a crazy matchup. And to be quite frank, if you're Tony Ferguson, do you want to take that? That's a lot of risk. Now, a lot of people are saying Tony Ferguson could easily piece him up. Oh, he's on a different level or whatever. He's more prepared, right? Maybe Justin Gaethje hasn't trained as much. But if you look at Justin Gaethje's Instagram, it seems like he's been training regularly. I mean, he's a guy. He's always got that natural power, right? And he's been training. He doesn't strike me as a guy that's just going to be sitting on the couch and eat potato chips and stuff, right? You'll see his Instagram. He'll train. You see him at the gym working out and doing wrestling. However, I do believe that out of camp he will balloon up more. I mean, look, you got to cut down to 155. It's not easy to do, right? But man, let's talk about this now. Justin Gaethje, it's a problem. If you're Tony Ferguson, why do you really want to take it? I think it's a great fight. I would love to see that fight. Just save the card. But I mean, it's a lot of risk for Tony, right? I mean, you don't get anything out of it. If you beat him, it just shows it just kind of solidifies that you're the number one contender, right? That his belt was stripped. He never lost it. It was stripped from him because he never lost it to an opponent. I mean, it was stripped from him because of injuries and a lot of just unfortunate injuries, right? Inactivity. But let's talk about Gaethje. Why is it a bad idea to take it? Why is he such a problem for Tony? Well, I mean, so look, if you notice him, like, he does get hit. Both Tony and Gaethje get hit. We all know that. They have holes in their defense. Okay. But they're both durable. Tony, when he gets dropped, he'll get dropped, he'll recover right away. He kind of smiles. He likes it. He kind of it switches on that crazy switch, if you want to put it that way. But Gaethje, man, he turtles up like, this is the thing. I have when I watch him, I go back and watch some of his fights, kind of reviewed them, and I noticed that he turtles up. He has this guard where he puts his forearms up in front. He kind of it'll block any jabs you're going to throw. But, of course, if you have hooks, they're going to go through that guard, right? But he turtles up like he's like a snapping turtle. He got that high defense. He kind of lets you hit him, right? It's kind of like you got a stick and you're hitting a snapping turtle, right? You're hitting the stick on the shell, and all of a sudden, whop! The head just comes out and strikes you. So he'll take a shot, He takes a shot to give his back because he's got that power, man. He's got, for that lightweight division, he's got, I mean, he might be the heaviest. Well, I don't know. McGregor's got that crazy left hand, but he's definitely got, he's unquestionably very powerful in the strikes. He explodes out. Especially his hooks and uppercuts, and that he likes to he'll kind of turtle up, let you kind of, strike him. He'll let you hit, you're hitting his forearms. Maybe you get some through. You use a hook to get through the guard, and it hits his head. And then all of a sudden, when you're close enough, he lets you kind of tire yourself out, trying to punch him. He answers with a hook of his own, a short hook where he twists his body into it, or an uppercut. And you can tell, I mean, it's dangerous, man. If it lands clean, you're gonna get knocked out, or you're gonna at least be hurt or wobbled. You can tell the reaction of his opponents when they get hit with that. They're like, oh, crap, I didn't like that. And there's another thing. I'll be honest with you. The X factor with him, both him and Tony are really unorthodox. They're kind of wild, man. They're crazy, right? And look, Justin Gaethje, his nickname's a highlight, right? Justin the Highlight Gaethje. It's for a reason. He does crazy stuff. He's like a freak athlete, I would say. He's been doing wrestling since he was 4, so he's got that. And he's got this wild style. He wants to come to highlight, right? He got these highlight knockouts, and he will anytime if he win or lose, it's gonna be an entertaining fight. You know that. Everyone knows that. He's a fan favorite, okay? He's like the dark horse in the division, I would say. And another thing I would say here, it's kind of a weird analogy, right? I call him the snapping turtle. Another thing I'm talking about, I want you to imagine this. Imagine you have a rag doll, and you sew in these like ball bearings, these heavy ball bearings into the fists and the feet of the rag doll, and you just throw that thing. And that's kind of what it reminds me of, okay? Maybe that's a weird way to describe it, but he has this like rolling thunder kick where he'll just kind of, he's landing on you. He'll do like a somersault and land a heel on the guy's head, cut you open. Man, crazy stuff. And so he's real about it, and expends energy. He's good at kind of keeping it though. He'll let you kind of tire yourself out by punching him, in his guard, right? He'll take a shot and then answer it with his own, right? Like we said, and he'll pressure him, and he'll eventually he's landing damage. His shots, I think, typically his punch is going to be a little heavier than the opponent. I mean, typically, right? And so he'll get winning because, it takes, you're expending that energy, right? You're still having to throw with that power, and you're going to use your energy, right? So he gets his window as his opponent. You'll see the opponent's getting beat up. And of course, Gaethje's gotten some shots too, right? He's gotten his licks in. And they're both starting to get tired after the second round. But then he'll kind of take this deep breath, takes his breath, resets. He's like waiting for it, like, okay, and then explodes. It's almost like it's different, but kind of reminds me of Yoel Romero, how he kind of explodes out. He was going to waiting for that. He expends a lot of energy by doing it, but he kind of waits for it to explode. But he's obviously a lot more, he's more active. Yoel Romero kind of likes to lull you into this false sense of security, right? He's kind of okay. He's kind of boring. Why is not doing anything? He's kind of has his hands up. He's not even really fainting much. He's kind of moving his hands around, and then he'll explode on you, right? Gaethje is not like that. He's turtle up. He'll let you hit him, and then as the opponent's getting comfortable hitting him, I'm landing shots. He's not even answering back. That's when Gaethje will land his own really heavy one. And also his leg kicks are really good. He's got these brutal leg kicks. And so, that's a really good thing because he's not. I mean, like I said, he'll do a rolling thunder kick. He'll do some unorthodox stuff, but for the most part, he wants to land his shots. He wants to land those hooks. He wants to land those uppercuts, right? But his leg kicks are good, which is nice. If you want to make it a boxing match, you get dirty boxing, and get in the pocket, kind of grind up against the guy. When you're close, landing those hooks, take the guy's legs out, right? Really interesting fight when he was fighting Barboza. Barboza's a great kickboxer, right? I mean, he's got those flashy kicks, and you'll see that. It's just I kind of like that. He used it pretty well. I mean, if he wants to be conservative, I think it'd be great to use it even more. But he has it. He'll hurt your legs. It's good. Take your opponent's legs out. And I think, of course, like I said, he's done wrestling. He's a great wrestler, done it since he's 4 years old. So he always has that in his back pocket. Now against Tony Ferguson. So I think he's going to be really hard to be taken down. Tony Ferguson, he has good wrestling too, though. He can make it really tricky in there. The thing is, Tony Ferguson, I think if you want to honest, as far as the power would lean in favor to Justin Gaethje, right? But I think, look, they both get hit. The thing is, who can take the punch better? I'm not sure. Tony has not really been knocked out. Really, he hasn't suffered like a crazy blitzing KO loss, right? And Justin Gaethje is he's a dog, man. He's got that warrior in him. He'll take a shot. You're gonna have to throw everything with the kitchen sink at this guy to really take him out. He's gonna keep fighting you. And so I think if Tony were to take this fight, it's dangerous, man. I mean, I understand why a lot of people are maybe favoring Tony, but I would not bet this fight, to be quite frank with you. I'll have to review more tape a little bit more, but from what I've seen, I've reviewed some of Tony's fights. I'm a fan of his. I've reviewed Justin. I'm a fan of his as well. I've reviewed a few of his past fights too, trying to brush up my memory because your memory will play tricks on you, right? You think, it's dominating, but you'll see some holes in their game, right? I suggest anyone, if you're gonna bet, man, go back and watch tape. Go actually watch it yourself. Don't just listen to advice of people online. Not even me. You should listen to them, but in the end, use it, right? Take what we're saying, right? It doesn't matter if it's me, some random guy, I'm just starting out, right, or some other people. You gotta. I like this. Shout out to that UFC Gambling Addicts. That channel. I remember he really hit it home where he said, trust your instincts. Always go with your own instincts. And I've been burned where I had an instinct. I felt like I'll give you a good example. Freaking Joe Benavidez versus Figueiredo, man. I tell you, everyone was saying Joe Benavidez, and I was like, yeah, on paper, of course, yeah, I get it. But I had a feeling when you asked me right off the bat, and said who's gonna win. If I had to choose, I would choose against Joe Benavidez, and I thought that was a very unpopular opinion. And he won. I was like, damn it, I knew it. Especially he lost weight, size advantage, power advantage. I mean, Joe Benavidez. I mean, MMA math doesn't work. Oh well, Figueroa lost this, and Joe Benavidez beat this guy. No, the MMA math doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. Anyone can beat anyone on a given day. You have to see how they prepare, but you see, you gotta listen to yourself. And at this fight, man, it's a pick 'em, to be quite frank. I think it's a lot closer. People are saying that, Tony's gonna, he's gonna be a huge favorite. If this happens, I predict Tony being a betting favorite. But man, I don't know. I mean, I could see why on paper. Yeah, of course. Look, Tony can make it really. I mean, his training, it's great. His jiu-jitsu, man, it's really good. It's really unorthodox. I mean, if you go online and watch Tony doing some little seminars, watch him explaining his techniques. It's good. He's got all his stuff in his mind. He'll really make it unorthodox on you. But Justin Gaethje, he's really good at that scramble because he's got that great wrestling in his background. He can scramble. He'll explode out. If you try to take him down, he'll just. I think his takedown defense will hold up. To be quite frank, it's just that I think Tony can make it ugly, cut him open, and of course he's going to be going for these crazy, really sneaky submissions. I just think Justin Gaethje, you're going to cut him. Yeah, he'll get cut up, but it's not going to deter him. He will answer back, and Tony's going to feel that power, and then Tony will get hit. He's going to get rocked. But like I said, Justin Gaethje is going to get beaten up. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's going to be a bloody mess, I think, if he fights Tony. But I don't think that's going to deter him. I think he'll like that in a way. It's just going to... Both these men, two savages. I don't know. I think it's anyone's pick. If this fight actually goes to fruition, like I said, I'll actually... I'm going to think about it really seriously. But as of now, it's a pick 'em fight. And I don't know. For some reason, I'm really feeling like... I just feel like Justin Gaethje is a really dangerous opponent for Tony. He's got nothing to lose.